Hey everybody, how are you? This is Allison here on What's New Wednesday. Let me just take care of copy the link and get this in my Facebook. Okay. Oh, it's in there. I don't know. So confusing. I'm using BeLive today. It could be so confusing. I don't know. Okay, I copied the link. I did what it said, yada, yada, yada. And here we are right now. Okay, so today, well, as you know, I just wanted to start off with just a couple of things. I'm working on the lighting, and since 2012, that's when the LED for residential use was patented. LED was around with our red. It was for instruments and things like that. Remember your old Timex watches or your digital watches or your digital clocks with the red numbers? That's LED. So what has happened in the last 7-8 years is that the Wi-Fi, the internet, the LED, the systems, the controls, everything is now changing. It's all morphing and developing and growing and becoming so complicated and wireless, and it's just amazing. We've seen it all with our appliances and whatnot, and now it's in on the lighting, and holy moly. So I was mentioning the other day that my mind is blown. I'm blown away by all the information that I'm bringing to you guys and the stuff I found out, because it's really mind-blowing. So today I have my friend John Tudisco. He is with us from the Tile Bar. Now John has an extensive, I think he has the tile and stone running through his veins. I think he was born into the tile and stone industry. So he has a family history of the tile and stone and stuff like that. So what I want to know is all the latest and the greatest and what's new in the business. We all see his little 2-minute spiels, but I'd like to see more. So I'm going to bring him on screen. I'm bringing you on screen, John. Now behave yourself. Okay, and I unmuted you. There you
Hey,
go.
Alison, how's it going?
Good, John. How are you?
Good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you too.
What's
My logo is right in your face.
It's an improvement, maybe. Hey, talk about
Wow, look at
logos.
this. Yeah, really. It's right on your
You,
forehead.
how many versions of your logo did you go through? You were very analytical, and I liked how you asked the community what they liked, and it really has evolved and morphed.
Yes, and in fact, I still am working on the KBDA logo because
Oh, really?
we don't want to have any controversy in the industry with all the KBB and
Right.
KBA,
Right.
I just don't want. So I'm just working on my how I'm going to do, and I'll put it out there and I'll ask everybody, because you know what, John, we just can't know it all. We need to ask
Exactly.
questions. We need to get other people's opinions, and it's really, really helpful. It's just helps us to be better designers and more open-minded. So,
I think you really I really respect how you went through that process and how you're evolving it. Before we talk about tile, how many members do you have in this group? You're getting close to a milestone I saw this morning.
I am getting close to 3,000 members.
Wow.
I am every day adding
Congratulations.
members, qualified members, and everybody has to be qualified. So it's not like the members are all over the place. They
Right.
really have to be vetted to become a member in my group. So thank you for mentioning my milestone. I really can't believe it. I can't believe I did. I
It's
just kind of
amazing.
started this. I was like, what are you
I,
going to do? Do you want to
I,
go
I
live? All right,
remember.
I'll try live. Remember, you came on in the beginning.
Yes, I'm a founding member.
You are, John. And you're a repeat guest. You were so
Let's see.
good. Repeat.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
So
I,
you want to
I
talk about carpet today? What do you want to talk about?
Carpet. I would like to
Yeah.
talk to you about lighting and
Okay.
furniture. You know, we've all missed going to the showrooms and really walking around freely. Some people have gone, and some people are more conservative, and some people are taking their masks off, and some are keeping them on. So we're still in that transitional mode. But what is happening though over the last year and a half, even though we've been quarantined, there's still been people working, product being developed, ideas generated. The world did not stop. So I'm seeing so many revolutionary things in the tile industry within the last 30 years, and even now these few years, our trends that we're going through with the wood, with the large format tiles and all
Sure.
these things. So where are we at now? What do you see as what's happening right now in the
Wow.
tile business?
Well, there's a lot going on, and the best place to find the newest and greatest items is through Tile Bar. And I say that not only because I represent them, but because it's the truth. Also, see, during the pandemic, we were fortunate enough to have a really good infrastructure already set up, like a phenomenal website where people could shop from home. We had sample programs, and we have about, I think, people that pull samples and create samples. I think we have about 30 full-time people that do samples, literally.
Wow.
So literally. So we really were set up for people to be able to shop from
Remote.
our
Yeah, you
website.
guys were,
Yeah,
you were set up remote already, I'd have to
we were
say.
we were already there, so we really did really well, and we didn't stop bringing product in. When you introduce a new line, there could be 10, 20, 30, 40 SKUs for one new series. I believe we brought in 82 new lines last year, times 20, 30. So it's just amazing. So we're really innovative in designing new products, manufacturing new products, and representing products from all over the world: Italy, China, Spain, Portugal, India, really all over the United States as well. So there's a lot of interesting things, and I'd love to show you some of the things that are new. And we have things in every category, from large format to small format, right? To thick material, to regular, outdoor thick material, to thin material, to glass, to metal. I have a tile that's metal fused on top of porcelain. I have glass fused on top of porcelain. We have porcelain that comes 5 foot by 10 foot sheets, like a slab of
Yes.
marble.
Yes.
So it's just phenomenal. Have you seen those large slabs, Alison?
I've seen some of them. What's the thickness on them, John?
6 millimeter. As a matter of
6.
fact, people say, well, 6 millimeter, that's got to be fragile. Well, here's the floor. Now, this is the lower level of our showroom. It's under renovation. We're actually doing our lower level over. This entire floor is only 6 millimeters thick. It's been here for 3 years now. Look at this.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Look at the size. I'll put my foot into there.
It's really amazing. These tiles are amazing.
It really is. So I'll show you some. So now what we're doing is the 5 foot by 10 foot slabs. We're pre-cutting them into tile sizes smaller. Using air quotes with one finger. 30 by 60 and 24 by 48. Those are the small sizes. 30 by 60 and 24 by 48 is the small format
size.
for the big slabs, right? So it's really interesting. And I'll show you that. It'll really be cool. We're actually down here in the war room here. You see all our samples. We've got thousands of samples.
Is that what
here.
that is? The sample room?
These are everything here is just, everything is all samples. Just never ends. Look at that.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
A lot of development into just samples, because really nobody gives the samples like you do.
Yeah, so we have industry like award-winning sample program that ships out of our warehouses, and like I said, we have about 30 people in our sample department. But here in Manhattan, in our showroom where I am now, I'm in Flatiron District, we have maybe about 1,000 samples of our top items. So we have 6,000 items. We can't keep everything here, so we really have a team that just keeps things in stock here. So when I take a sample out here, it has to be have to write it up in a system. It takes it out of inventory, and we constantly replenishing it. So when people want
Amazing.
samples, it's incredible. It really is incredible. There's some of our team working on samples now. So really cool stuff. I want to show you something that's really cool. Now, I know this is a
Show me
kitchen and
something
bath.
that's really cool. Show me something
Okay.
really. Show me something good. Tell me, tell me.
So, so this is really interesting. This is cladding. Okay. I'm trying to get the angle right here. Can you see my hand? Okay. So this is a porcelain that looks like a mosaic, but it's actually a porcelain tile. And I'll show you here. So, you can use this for bathrooms or kitchens or even exterior cladding. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
It's
so
just
those are individual tiles that look like
they,
multi-tiles.
right. They look like a mosaic. You go to if you go to like a stone yard, they have these things on sheets, but those are natural stone. The downside is there's space between each tile, where, at which moisture can get in, and also it's porous. Where these are porcelain, so there's no porosity.
Yeah.
See, even we have out corners that are fabricated.
Those are porcelain
These are
material.
porcelain material.
Look at that outside corner.
It's fused together. It's really amazing. Now, so I know this is a kitchen and bath group, but I want to show you something that's
But
groundbreaking.
we're mixed because if you're an
Okay, good.
interior designer, we do
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
Okay, good. So this is going to blow your mind. So, you know how everyone's doing pavers outside in brick.
Yes.
But then you see the advertisements. They say, "Oh, we have sealers and our stone is sealed." It's all BS. People hate their pavers after 5 to 10 years because the granules show, it stains, it weathers, it wears. Because that's just concrete that's cured.
Right.
Porcelain is fired at 1,200 degrees, which is over 2,000 degrees, and 1,200 degrees Celsius rather, which is over 2,000 Fahrenheit. And the days of brick pavers to me is gone. The next generation is porcelain pavers. Check this out: 2 centimeter thick pavers for the floor.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that.
Look at this material. Look at this.
And these are
These are swatches that are 2 centimeters, as you know, is 3/4 inch.
right.
24 by 24 is the standard size. But you can do so much with this.
Look at that. And that's really nice for patios outside and the outdoor barbecue areas, because we're doing a lot of those as designers. We're getting the kitchen and bath design. It's the same principles when you go outside. A little bit more tweaking in the cabinetry, but all in all, and the materials. But that's fabulous for a floor, a patio, or driveway.
Absolutely. Now, Alison, when you get brick pavers, or most stones are very dark, right, in color, like usually. Picture having a barbecue in August, right, and you've all gone to the beach, right, and you get out of the car and wherever you are, where you go to the beach, and the pavement is black and your feet are burning. So
Yeah.
you can imagine now you can get a flooring material that's not dark if you don't want it to be dark. So it's easier on your feet. The same way, Alison, I'm sure when you're talking about people designing kitchens for outside, right? If you have a black granite on your outdoor kitchen and your kid puts his forearm down on the countertop next to the barbecue when it's 98 degrees out, you could really, really hurt yourself. So
Get a nice burn over there.
yeah. So porcelain allows you to pick. Now we have dark ones too, but it allows you lighter colors. Usually a lighter color in a stone is either extremely expensive or doesn't even exist. But the biggest thing here is the hardness. The breaking strength of this material is phenomenal, and you can't stain it. You could put grease, oil, sit it right on here. It will not stain. It will not absorb the same way to porcelain inside your house. So brick pavers to me are a thing of the past. It's like the old thing. It's like 8-track tapes to me. It really is. And what's cool is this factory, which is actually made in the United States. Now,
Ooh.
I'm sorry if I'm all over the place because I have this trying to handle things.
It's okay. I'm slow and steady.
So we have some of these tiles we have in 2 centimeter, but also have it in 10 millimeter. So if you want to do an outdoor tile in one of these materials in 3/4 inch thick, we have the same tile in 3/8 thick. So if you want to bring the same tile from your patio into your kitchen, but with different thicknesses, some of these tiles that's available. That's brand new.
Wow. So
Isn't that
look
cool?
at that. That is
Really
very
amazing.
innovative as far as outdoors go. And I wonder if this wasn't all influenced because of the I'm sure it was because of the outdoor kitchens that are becoming so popular and expanding our outdoor living space, especially as we go through the pandemic.
Well, yes, you're right. So this product has been in development for some time, but what has happened because of the pandemic, this factory, it's an Italian factory, and some of their line they were producing in the United States, and the rest of it was in Italy. And I met with the factory last night, and they're bringing everything to the United States because, Suez Canal, right? Issues. There's a
Yes.
shortage of containers. You can't get empty containers to put goods on. So we have factories that have tiles sitting at the pier, or not the piers, in the factories, and they can't have empty containers come to pick them up because there's a shortage of empty containers. So it's really a big mess. So we've been doubling and tripling up our inventory, but it's taking longer to get. But this factory is in the United States, in Tennessee, which is really cool.
That's cool. We're hearing industry problems across the whole in there. I don't know what hasn't been affected, but I know the kitchen cabinetry, so much is just like plumbing fixtures,
What's the longest lead time you've heard with
18.
appliances?
Oh, appliances? I
Yeah,
don't like at
appliances.
least 6 months.
Yeah, I've heard 6 to 12 months for
Yeah.
certain appliances because of a part, right? They can't get a chip
Could be
or a
one
part.
part, could be a chip
It's
coming
really
from
amazing.
China.
Yeah, it really is
Or the
amazing. So
it's just amazing how the foam. We've had stories about the furniture with all the foam that the containers of one company bought all the foam for furniture. Then that one, who was telling me? Oh, Dean was telling me how the factory in Texas that does all of the spray foam for insulation, like
right.
burners and
Uh-huh.
dishwashers, burnt down.
Wow.
So now they can't get this foam stuff. So he had a friend who does a boil, I don't know, commercial boilers or something like
Right.
that, and they're backlogged.
Wow, that is amazing. So I want to show you another product. So now we're going more interior only. Um, this is really cool. So take a look.
What's
So
and
that's
what
can you see it? Can you see it clearly? Because I can't see your screen right now.
is that
Just
wood grain? Is that supposed to be like a faux wood? Oh, there we
so
go. That
it
one I
is.
see.
It's a 24 by 48 with a chevron pattern, but it's really just one big tile.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? This is a floor tile and a wall tile.
Now, are those, I would think that they're harder to install. That's what I've heard, that people see these large format tiles and they don't realize that to install them, everything has to be level. And sometimes the tiles aren't 100% flat.
Hey, those are fighting words. uh, we So to answer your question, these the skill set of the installers, you need to know how to do the bigger tiles because that's what people are using. Just like when glass tile came out, Allison,
Yeah.
every tile guy was like, glass tile, whatever, I'll just slap it up with some glue. And they all had failures. And it was that poor customer that was the guinea pig. And they had to rip
Right.
it out. They had to buy more material and start over again. And then after that, they read the instructions and they learn how to do it. So the same thing with big tiles. Now, we have to be clear, Allison. When we say big tile now, I mean 5 foot by 10 foot slabs, 30 by 60, 24 by 48. Those are super big. Those really, you do need special skills, but guys are learning that. But tiles that are 24 by 24, 8 by 48 wood planks, those are like commonplace now. If you do tile, you have to know how to do that. And they do. But you certainly, what you don't want to do, Allison, you don't want to design because you're worried about the installation. All these tiles are suitable for all the applications. Look at the tile I'm standing on. It's only 6 millimeters thick. And Doesn't break
If
because
it's
it's installed
installed
properly.
properly. If it's
Right.
installed properly. Yeah.
Right. So you definitely the only time you're gonna pick a tile because you're worried about like, oh, if it's done wrong, it's gonna hold up better, is if you're doing it yourself. You know, like a DIY. A DIY, you don't want to get the most complicated tile. You want to get a tile that's forgiving, like a smaller tile. But if you're gonna
Right.
pay an installer, if your installer is not familiar with how to do that, you find another installer. You definitely
Right.
do not ever want to specify anything because you're worried about, oh, it's too big of a tile, because it's all suitable. Now there are limits, right? Let's say you order a 5 foot by 10 foot slab. How are you getting that in the house, upstairs? So
Right.
there are things you have to really do take into consideration.
Right.
The waste factor, right? If you break one tile 5 foot by 10, you break 50 square feet, literally.
Right.
So, there are things to take into consideration. So we're in the lower level. Here's the upper level. Up there, you see that? We're going to go up there now.
Oh, you could see.
See, there's like an opening. I'm pointing up to the ceiling right now.
Oh, is that a glass ceiling?
It's open, but there's a glass wall.
A glass
There's like a
wall. I was
wall.
like,
Yeah, like a
okay, I
railing.
see it now. Look at those
Yes.
cool LED lights.
Our CEO designed those. He's a tile designer, but he designed these and had it made for him.
Wow. LED is just like, they're no longer light fixtures, they're sculptures.
And that's a classic example of it. So we're in the lower level here, and I'm gonna walk up. So the other things that are really popular are, glass, like mirrored tile, glass mosaic tiles.
Oh, got a little bit of a John. Did we lose John? John. Tell me, can you hear me? Wait a minute. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, we kind of lost John a minute. Do. Well, we'll just have to wait for John to come back on. I'm sure he'll be popping on in a minute. I want to know about all the metals in the tiles and the different three-dimensional textures. Let me just check John. Make sure he's okay. He went offline. Well, I would really love to see the top up there from Tile Bar. I am seeing those really cool yeah, like I was saying, those metal tiles, I want to know, okay, where can you put them? Like with glass tile, you can't necessarily put them in on the floor. Some of them are not acceptable for a wet location. So you want to put them in the shower, but you can't put them in the shower because they're not rated for damp location. And it's almost weird to me because you would think, but it's glass. Why would it not be able to go in a damp location? Like, why not in a shower? But you can't because you have to read the directions. Okay, John is ready. John is ready. There we go. Here we go. John is ready.
I am there. Yeah, I just needed to take
You
a bathroom
are.
break, so I took a bathroom break and I turned the phone off.
All right.
So
I was just taught what I was talking about while you went off. Oh, look at these gorgeous tiles. What I was talking about was the metal inserts, which I want to know about them too. Look at these tiles.
Oh yeah, I'll show you to you. So this is like an inlay intarsia that looks like pieces of wood, but it's actually porcelain.
Right. I've seen this before.
Isn't this incredible?
Very interesting.
Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Extremely durable. No porosity. Extremely durable.
Are those porcelain?
Yep, porcelain tiles.
Porcelain tiles.
Okay, so these are really hot. Then this is hot. This is like an encaustic look, like an encaustic cement tile, but it's in porcelain. Now, have you heard of people using cement tiles, Alison?
I have, and can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I know cement, as regular cement, we always try and use cement as countertops, but it expands and it contracts. However, these are smaller tiles. So how does the property of the cement tile differ?
So, so cement tile has been around for a long time. Basically, a mold, like a picture, like a metal cookie cutter with multiple um, little areas, and in each area, you could pigment each area differently and create a pattern, right? Um, and but the problem with concrete tile is many. First place, it could stain easily. You have to seal it. That's the cost. If you have a pebble on your shoe, you could scratch because concrete is not hard. It's pretty soft. It's just cured. And the concrete tiles, this is usually the size of the concrete tile, 8 by 8, but the concrete tile is usually thicker than normal because they just need a little more, because it's not that strong, they need a little more substance. So it creates a really big installation problem and maintenance issue. So we've created porcelain that looks like concrete tile.
Yes.
So this is a concrete tile. This is about a third or a fourth of the price of real concrete tile. You don't stain it. You don't seal it. You don't seal it rather because it doesn't stain.
So
It's
it's
extremely
porcelain.
durable, and it's porcelain made in Spain. And the same with this.
Beautiful. It's so interesting to see the tile pattern floors being developed and becoming so popular over the time. You know, I love to see the trends change. I think my
It
daughter
really
has that
is.
tile.
Here, check this out. This is brand new.
Yeah, to see the trends. Beautiful. Looks like a carpet almost.
It's extremely durable. It's extremely inexpensive. Um, it's the best value in flooring is this type of material. It's porcelain tile. You put it
Porcelain.
down once. You don't have to seal it. You don't have to do anything to it. This is really cool. This is called Norita. This is our CEO designed this. And we're doing this in hospitality and homes and hospitality like crazy. Look at that pattern.
Very cool.
Isn't that amazing? So talk about trends. I showed you the outdoor tile. I showed you the encaustic
Hmm.
looking tile, the pattern tiles. What's also hot is hexagons are super back.
Yes, I've seen this.
And not only are hexagons back, but pink is back.
Pink.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Now look at the edges. You see the edges are deliberately look like they're raw and
Right.
exposed, but they're not. It's glazed. So, and now also when you hear the word glazed, doesn't mean shiny. So, you know, so there's no porosity to this. So if you have a shiny tile and a matte tile, they both don't absorb. It may look like it absorbs, it looks like it's porous, but it's not. But look at this. See the little patina? It's weathered, shiny, matte, worn edges. Beautiful color. This is the merino. Check this green out. It's called blue green.
Very pretty. Wow, that's a nice color. It's almost like the Art Deco colors coming back, the soft green, the soft pink, your
Oh,
black
yeah.
and
Well,
white.
speaking of Art Deco, Stacy Garcia, check out this. Um, well, this is over here.
That's a
This
gorgeous
is,
showroom.
oh, I'll give everyone a little tour here. Hold on a second. So this is a Stacy Garcia.
A lot of
Which
this
is,
geometric patterns going on
yeah,
now. Yes, the
yeah,
influence of geometric patterns.
yeah, exactly.
Almost
Speaking,
retro 50s.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Check this out. Talk about patterns.
Talk about our Art Deco.
Yep.
Retro.
This is marble. Everything I'm showing you so far has been porcelain. This is the first
This
thing I'm showing you. This is real marble. Rosa, uh, Levanto, Portogallo, Dassos, Verde. Real.
what's the pink one?
It's
Corally one?
Portogallo, Rosa Portogallo. Pretty red.
Portogallo, people. Do
Yeah,
you hear that? Portogallo.
yeah. Or Norwegian. I know it as Norwegian rose. Really, it's really what I would
Okay.
call it. Norwegian rose. Really cool. So I showed you encaustics. I showed you exterior. I showed you some hexagons, some encaustic looks. Now wood look is popular, but look how cool the wood looks are now. Look at that.
Wow, very three-dimensional looking, the color. And what sizes are we seeing these wood planks at?
If you want something really crappy looking, you go to Home Depot and you get a 6x24. Those are out the window. These are like
Right.
8x48s, 6 by
8 by 48.
36s. Yeah.
Okay.
8x48s.
Okay.
The days of the 6x24 wood plank are so dated that you can't even do those now. Look at that.
It's interesting.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. This is incredible.
Yeah, it looks just like a real piece of wood.
This has texture. You can't even. Now it has texture, but it doesn't. It won't grab dirt. It still has a nice non-porous feel to it, but yet it still has some texturing to it.
What I like about the texture is that when the sun hits it, the lighting hits it, it gives it a three-dimensional look, which in my opinion makes it look more real. Like that's one thing about some of the tiles when they're so flat like that and they don't have any texture, they look fake even though they look like wood.
Exactly. You see this has like the cross cuts to it.
Isn't that amazing? What they do with the tile? I can't believe this.
Oh, this is hot. Oh, you know where I just supplied this for? Gurney's. Gurney's did their entire first floor in this material just last season. If you want to check it out this season, you could go and take a look. And I provided that to them.
Yeah, beautiful.
Really
you can
amazing.
see the texture. And it looks like wood, but it's completely maintenance free.
Zero maintenance. This is hot. Nice silver. Look at this nice color. This is called Montana Silver, Montana Cherry. Now, okay, listen, designers, do not do this. You see this light grout? Please don't do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't do that. Not because of maybe it'll stain, but because it looks like crap. You need to. This should be black or dark brown, chocolate, espresso. You want it to almost look like a void. Even here, like this should be charcoal. So like here, this is a good example. This is black grout. You see how cool that looks? So I don't. I think the shower manager's walking by. I don't know if she heard me, but I wouldn't have chose this kind of grout.
Question: what is it called when those tile was it rectified when they?
Yeah. So rectified is kind of like picture you have a cookie. Let's use a cookie mold example. Or before I talk about it, check this tile has like a little sheen to it.
Oh, gorgeous!
Has
stunning.
A little polish to it.
Just stunning.
So I'll show you talking. So picture a cookie mold where you have a piece of dough and you have like a metal mold and you push down into it. When you push down into it, the edges kind of like get a little rounded looking.
Right.
Like it's so picture that same cookie and you say to yourself, you know what? I want to take that cookie and I want it to be so straight. I'm going to take the knife and now cut the edges straight with a knife. So that's kind of like a rectified edge because when they make the tile, it has sort of a very slightly tapered edge to it. Very slight. It's minimal. But since people are hyper focused on grout all the time and they want it to look like marble, they take a tile and they cut it where, you see this edge?
Right.
That's rectified. You cannot produce a tile. So literally they make these tiles that every single one is cut, all four sides. And they also rectify, now to be true to the term, when they rectify it, they also make sure it's perfectly square then, so they make it sure it's the same caliber, so if the tile is supposed to be a specific size, right, like a 60 millimeter tile, they make it and it's 60.11 millimeter, they trim it. So each tile, just think of the technology, each tile is actually, that's rectified is actually handled another time, but it's all done with technology, so.
Right. So rectified is the straight square on top, 90 degrees top, 90 degrees bottom, no curve.
It's like a sharp edge, not sharp to cut you, but it's perfectly straight. And it rectified is kind of like a verb, in my opinion. It's like it's been rectified, and which means it's been cut to do two things. And one thing is to get it so straight and so square so it looks like really cool and easier to install, but also you don't see like the pattern ending. How a magazine, they have a bleed, so you take a picture And a magazine, I don't know how they do it nowadays, but I learned that a magazine, you print the picture, and then they trim
They trim
the
around it.
magazine, and the photograph now goes to the absolute end
Right.
of the page, where if before it's trimmed, you see like a little white line, like a frame, like you see where the
Right.
page ends and begins. So this is kind of like that. It's kind of like that anyway. So
Well, that's a
pretty
good
cool.
explanation. That
Yeah.
explains it.
So these are all rectified. Now
It's
here's a
been
tile
rectified.
that's not rectified because it's deliberately like irregular on the edge. It's a little hard to see.
Ah, okay.
So see, like this tile is irregular, so we don't want it. This is supposed to look like a tumbled marble, right? So
Right.
you don't want to be rectified. So
And this is
sometimes you
all
don't want.
porcelain right here.
These are all porcelain. This is a hot line. What's also hot now, Allison, is these metal influenced tiles. These are porcelain, but there's a little shimmy to these tiles.
Look at the fabulous colors.
This color is hot. Look at this. Really incredible.
I'm loving the colors, seeing the colors. Yeah, look at that. That's
See, this
kind of
has
like that industrial.
Yes, exactly. And look at this. You see, I'm going to try to capture the sheen a little.
Beautiful.
See that?
Like iridescent almost.
Yes. Yeah. Not iridescent where it brings more color, because iridescent can bring through pinks and other colors, but iridescent where it's more luminescent, maybe the word.
Luminescent.
Yeah. Come on, Alison, get with it. Really cool stuff. So now check this out. This is sparkle. You see the sparkle in this tile?
This I've seen. Now,
This is a wall
these
tile only.
patterns are so gorgeous.
It's just phenomenal.
But
It really
certainly,
is.
now that type of tile, can you use that in a shower? I'm just saying.
Yeah, 1,000%. No reason why you can't.
1,000%.
1,000, not even 999.
And how about those metal, the ones with like the metal bars going through them?
Right.
Show me some of those.
So I'm passing by some glass. We'll talk about that in a bit. Some antique mirror, which is super hot. But here, look at that.
That's what I want to see.
Let's talk about Art Deco. This is
Porch.
real brass with marble and marble.
Now, brass oxidizes.
So brass is a living metal, right? So it can oxidize. So if you get a leather couch and it weathers over time, you're supposed to be cool with it. Same thing with brass. If it weathers over time, you have to understand that's what you're getting. Now, some of these brass inlays are suitable for the floor and some are not. And the difference, and you have to speak to your tile expert if you happen to know one, and they'll tell you that
wink.
Brass inserts are, the brass goes all the way through the tile, like from top to bottom. Other times it's just like laminated on top. It's like half metal and half tile. And in those cases, the metal could like laminate up over time. So you have to make sure the brass that you buy is a tile with it's all the way through. I'll demonstrate it to you here. This is a line called Lines, Lines. Okay.
Right.
You're looking at a 24 by 48 porcelain made in Italy. Comes in two colors, greige and black. Of course, this is the black.
Oh no, he's frozen. Don't freeze on me. I want to know what he said. I want to know what he said. Oh no, we lost him again. Oh, John. Oh, Johnny. Well, I didn't know that about those metal strips inside the tile. Did you know that? I didn't know some of them went all the way through and some of them went only on top. I mean, you could tell if you turn the tile on its side. But I really want to know how that affects. He was getting into the tile. I want to know about the metal. I want to know. John, come back. Come back to me, John. Do. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's really amazing, especially we haven't gone to Cabas this year or to any tile and nothing. There's been nothing going on. I know here we go. Let's go, John. John. is ready. Come on, John. I'm waiting for him. Where'd he go? We're doing some in live things. I know I bought my ticket to go see the kitchen and bath design industry show. Okay, click on his name. I put him in. Come on. No. He's not there. I don't know why it's not connecting. My gardeners are here. That's why I had to get up and close the window before. But anyway, so I got my tickets to go to the kitchen and bath industry show in February. I got a really good deal on airfare, and I'm going to be booking the hotel as soon as they become available. Now, I'm going to be holding a meetup. Oh, here we go. John. Why can't I get him? I don't see him. I see it. I was enjoying that tile. I'm sure you guys were too. Anyway, when I go to KBiz, okay, so I go like this. I press his name. I don't know what's happening. Let's see. Guest. I don't know. Hold on, guys. Let me just tell John. Okay, I keep going. There we go. Oh, what happened? Where'd you go? I can't see you. You were talking to us last I heard. You were talking to us about that gorgeous metal tile. Brief moment. So did you use the link? Did you get through it through the member Facebook? Because I can hear you. We can hear you. You can't explain tile. We've got 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes. Hop off and come back on. We'll just keep trying this. And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to send you a new link. Okay. Isn't that weird? Technology. It's like they just can't get it right. I don't know. And I don't know. It seems to just come to me. I see you. I see you.
All right.
There we go.
What really happened is in my contract at 2:15 every day, I have to stop and take a sun break.
I like that. I like that contract.
It's nice out here in the city. Wow. It's really nice.
It's beautiful.
I like to tell
Beautiful
everybody
out.
that, yeah, it's up to everyone's choice if they want to wear a mask, but it's good to see that a lot of people are comfortable enough not to because they're vaccinated. So, and I feel that way as well. So check this out. This is our window. Really cool.
Nice.
So, well, let me show you this tile. Look at that. This looks exactly like, well, it really doesn't look exactly like a marble because there is no marble that has that beautiful blue vein like that. But why not? If you can
Right,
fake it, if you can fake it, let's do it. What do you
right.
think
At
of
least
that?
I think it's really cool. So it's blue in there,
It's white and blue. Now check
white
this
and
out. This
blue.
little pattern, that's real marble. Those are all, it's like confetti, all different pieces of marble in the mosaic.
Now, is that on a mosaic sheet?
That does come on a sheet, like a 12-inch sheet, correct? Um, but it's a good example of really being creative with like a cream,
Beautiful.
green, plum, black, white, marble, pink.
All
Really cool.
gorgeous natural stone.
Now look at that. That looks just like travertine. That's porcelain. Exactly
Before
like travertine.
before we got disconnected, we were talking about that tile. You were showing us that black tile with a little bit of gold in it, and we were
Yeah, I'll show
talking
you another
about
one.
how the metals don't go all the way through, or
Correct.
sometimes they do.
Right. So it really, you have to really rely on the source to find out if it's suitable. So here it is in a display. Check it out.
Really gorgeous. You
That,
do have to, when having salespeople do not always know everything. So that's why it's important to take these courses and see what's going on, because just because the people can sell it doesn't mean they necessarily 100% know it. But the
yep.
sales rep, I expect my
Absolutely.
sales rep to know. That's why we love you, John. Oh no. I'm gonna cry. Well, we can't cry. It's only Wednesday. It's just a bit of video glitch. There we go. Oh, well, there we go again. Well, we talked about as much as we can in 45 minutes about our tile, and we were just getting into the metal tiles. And I think that what's really important to know about that is that you have to find out whether it's suitable for the whether it's suitable for the floor or the walls or a wet area. You have to make sure if it's can be certain chemicals can affect it. So you have to find out that about the tile and cleaning products with those metals, like anything else. If they're a living product, we know living metal finishes on um, the faucets and stuff like that will wear and will change. But like he said, you have to tell your customer that that's going to happen. So you're going to let them know, listen, this is going to change. This might happen. I keep having him trying to come on, but I'll try it again. You just keep pressing that button to see how fast it takes him to come. I don't know. But then you have to find out about your installer. You have to find out if your installer has installed it before. And sometimes they just tell you, yeah, sure, I've done it. In one of the groups, they had a contractor fired the client's or the designer's tile guy for whatever reason, and the contractor hired the tile person, and the tile guy did not. It's just an awful, awful install job. Here we go. He's coming. There we
How's
go.
it going? Oh, so actually, I
I
was
was
outside. My glasses got dark. Um,
mm,
so I
what
was showing you
I
this.
was telling them, I want to know that metal. Let's go back.
So these three tiles have brass in them, and they're it's kind of a thin brass laminated on top of the tile. Over time, it could possibly lift and cut yourself on it. So when we designed this line, when I came to Tile Bar, this line existed, and the manufacturing, um, they said this is suitable for floors, and it was suitable for floors until it started to bend up a little in 1 in 100 times, and someone could cut themselves. So we decided to only say it's good for walls, so
There you
nobody gets
go.
hurt. So that's really important. So if anyone's using a metal, I'm showing you brass because that's a common one. It doesn't have to be brass, but if you're using a metal as an inlay in a floor, that's like a pre-made item, like a mosaic, you really need to ask the salesperson. And if they just like, yeah, yeah, no problem, just ask again or ask somebody else in the company. But just make sure, because you don't want to be that first person to have a problem with that line. Because Tile Bar has had this for many years. But if you're dealing with a store that maybe they have a brand new line and they're new to it, they're not as cutting edge as Tile Bar, and they may not know, and they learn from what we learned. So now we're really very careful on what we say is good for floors. And I've had people put it on the floor after I've told them we don't recommend it, and they took their chances and they haven't had problems. But we're just trying to be.
Let them know. I did. This is Be Live. I don't know. I try the Be Live, and I've done it before, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I've had one where I did the whole entire show and it stopped 10 minutes after, but I did my whole show and never knew that it didn't go. So let me ask you, so some of those tiles, the metal tiles, the metal does go all the way through. Then yeah. Exactly. And how and what about the cleaning of that material? Oh, to clean it, maintain it. That's old school tile guy. They do. Mhm. Look. Right, right, right. Pressure, calculate. Go with the porcelain or well, yeah, concrete, to me, concrete belongs on the sidewalk in your driveway, maybe on the face of a building, but I would not. I went to New Hampshire a few weeks ago, and they had a concrete countertop, and I took pictures of it. I just haven't shared it with anybody. All the hairline cracks, because the natural property of concrete is to expand and contract, and it takes decades to cure. It doesn't stop curing. It takes years. Cured. Right, right. Yeah, I think it's cool for 6 months, maybe a year, and then it's not. And it's a click system? Wow, tile. Right, 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 so spend the money. Right, so spend the money on the product. Oh, hey, John, one thing I gotta tell you is I just gotta stop my video, because if it goes over 60 seconds, 60 minutes, I can't share it. So I'm gonna say goodbye now, and don't leave though. Don't leave. Goodbye, guys.